This is the network service of the NTA.
Them say the chief, he dey sleep with the thief wife. Aboki for corner, he dey sleep with the chief wife. The neighbor daughter carry belle for the thief child. Something in it. Evil there. So all this spinning round, so all this going down, down. People who they go uptown, anyway, anyhow, now. Chop your own and clean mouth now. They didn't catch you. We print, loot, share around. Them say the priest, he dey pray for the thief. Sadaka for Allah, blood for the spirits. People who no bother, them they wait on the Lord. Something in it, go down. People who they go down.
And with that amazing performance by Brimo, we welcome you to our show today. Welcome to the Medley Show. I know it's been a minute, but I am very, very excited to be with you here today. How have you been? How's the week been so far? How has today been? Of course, if you know if you see me on your screen, then you know it's time for some extra spice to your day. Let's light up your day a little bit. And today's conversation is something that I'm sure you are going to enjoy. That music, I'm sure, must have given you an idea. Today, we'll be talking about alternate sounds of music, like the alternative music genres. That's the ones that are maybe experimental, not very popular, but very enjoyable. Yes, that is going to be our conversation for today. Amongst other things that we have lined up for you, we also have very amazing guests in the studio who are going to be shedding more light into this topic that is not spoken loud enough, but of course it should be said, right? Yes, that is why we are here today. Again, welcome to the Medley Show. My name is Tuchi, but before you get to meet my guest, and before we talk about everything I've said, let's give you a highlight. Okay, not a highlight. We put together a background to what we're talking about today, something that will give you an extensive understanding of our topic today, which is alternative sounds of music. Watch this and we will be right back.
Alternative music was born and continues to evolve. It actually started in 1965. That was the year that Velvet Underground first got together in a New York loft. That MC5 first turned up their amps in a Detroit garage. Alternative music as a genre emerged in the late 1970s and early 1980s as a reaction against the mainstream music of the time. It was marked by a DIY, do-it-yourself ethos and an emphasis on non-traditional song structures, unconventional sounds, and more independent and underground approaches to music making. Punk rock as an alternative to rock music rose to prominence in the late 1970s, with bands like the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, and the Clash challenging the status quo and laying the foundation for alternative music's rebellious spirit. In the early 1980s, post-punk bands like Joyful Division and The Cure expanded the boundaries of alternative music with more experimental and atmospheric sounds. The 1990s marked the explosion of alternative rock, with bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Radiohead gaining widespread popularity. This period saw alternative music reach the mainstream while maintaining its countercultural roots. The 2000s and 2010s saw further diversification of alternative music with the rise of electronic and indie rock acts. Artists like the Postal Service and Arcade Fire brought new elements into the genre. In Nigeria, alternative music, also known as Alte, as coined by DRB Lasgidi in 2010, developed within the broader context of the country's vibrant and diverse music scene. It is important to note that the Nigerian music scene has been historically dominated by Afrobeat, Highlife, and later Afrobeats. However, alternative music has brought its niche and has been growing steadily.
There is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running.
Alternative music in Nigeria began to gain recognition in the early 2010s. Artists like Ashab and Brimo were pioneers in this movement, blending elements of folk, soul, and alternative rock into their music. Many Nigerian alternative artists fuse their indigenous music styles with alternative influences, creating a unique sound that resonates with a global audience. The rise of digital platforms and social media has provided alternative artists in Nigeria with the means to reach a wider audience without the need for major record labels. Alternative music has a rich history that emerged as a countercultural response to mainstream music. In Nigeria, alternative music has grown steadily over the years, benefiting from the country's diverse music scene, genre fusion, digital platforms, and global recognition of talented artists.
Welcome back. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that feature. At least you have an understanding of what we're talking about today. And I did promise you that we have two amazing guests in the studio. Yes, time for you to meet them now. Are you ready? Do we need drum rolls or something? Okay, first of all, I have Jarrell Ibuka in the studio. He's a singer-songwriter. Ibuka, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And I also have Bemsar in the studio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tochi.
Thank you guys for joining us today. So before we get to talk about what alternate sounds are, I see you with that guitar over there, and then you have your voice over here. So how about you guys do something spontaneously for us in the studio right now?
Putting us on the spot, Abby.
Yeah, I like that kind of thing. So let's do that.
Well, I'm glad I get to play. You have to think about what to say.
Okay.
I've been on my own for far too long, steady going strong for far too long. See this music matter, it no easy. That's why I just did my own baby. This morning, I was on NTA, on On the Medley show with Tochi, our host, and Bemza on the guitar. And some beautiful people backstage behind all the cameras. And some beautiful people outside operating the sound. So I would like to say thank you for having me. And I would like to say thank you for having him too.
And I would like to say thank you for coming here.
That's it.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that was amazing. I'm glad I could jump for that.
Hey, look at you. Love it.
So yeah,
love it.
that's Gerald Ebuka and Bemsa. Thank you so much for making it out on the show today.
My pleasure.
So you already know we're talking alternate sound. And before we get, let me start with this. There are several definitions to what alternate music is. What is your definition of what alternate sounds are?
Alternate, I mean, is the alternative to the norm.
Okay.
So right now, I think alternate music is what is not seen as popular music. So right now, I think the popular music now is Afro pop that we hear.
Yeah.
So when I make music, personally speaking, it's like I've been told that my music sounds like outside the norms of normal music.
Not the regular thing we listen to in Nigeria.
Yeah. And that's, I think that's partly because I'm an independent artist. So I have more freedom in what I can put
explore,
out. Exactly.
To experiment.
Exactly.
How about you, Bem?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but I think that it stretches beyond what is popular, like he said.
Okay.
For me, I push it even further because I try to mix in what I call chamber jazz.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see? So the more you can add to it, the more...
What does that mean, chamber jazz? I've never heard of it. I want to believe you coined that up yourself.
I don't think so.
Is there a genre like that?
I may have borrowed it from somebody too.
Oh, okay.
You see, because like I like that style. It's I don't know, jazz, but not. It's kind of like smooth jazz, but not. Probably more for strings than for saxophones or wind instruments and things like that.
It's definitely not popular. Okay, I've been, trying to avoid the temptation to ask the most cliche question on every interview I'm sure you've been on. How did this? Should I? Yeah, I should. How did this music journey begin for you? Let me start with you, Ben. And why this choice of genre? Like, how did you get into alternate sounds?
It was a very gradual process for me, I would say, because like when I decided to be an artist, to start writing and recording, I was actually doing hip hop and R&B.
Okay.
After a while, I got tired of.
Because there were too many people in the market. There are too many people in that space. So.
Yeah, well, that was one. Well, number two, I found it really difficult writing hip hop music, because you needed a lot of words.
Okay. Yeah.
You needed a lot of words to say, and sometimes I would have said everything I wanted to say in verse 1. So I found that singing was a little bit easier for me. So I dropped hip hop, started doing R&B more. Gradually picked up the guitar because nobody was playing very much at the time. And then I was just basically trying to find more ways to make myself different from other people. So that's how I came in this way.
Ebuka, how was it for you?
Oh, me? To me, music it's spiritual for me.
Okay.
So it's more of a calling than anything. I believe that I came to this world. I feel like everybody came to this world for something, to leave their mark and go. And I believe that my mark is to leave my music in this world. And what was the other question you asked? Why this?
Why this genre?
Why this genre? Because when I first started music, my introduction to music was gospel, reggae, hip hop. In the 90s, that was like the big thing there. That was the pop music of the time.
Yeah.
And I never really got into like guitar music up until I left secondary school. And I think when I left secondary school, that was my music awakening. That's when I started discovering artists like John Mayer and Nora Jones, Asha. And I really started listening to, I've known of Lucky Dube. I knew his music, but I really started listening to Lucky Dube and Bob Marley. And I started to understand, like, it wasn't away from hip hop, away from gospel, I realized that music is almost like a diary, an artist's diary.
Yes.
There's so much self-expression in music.
And storytelling.
Storytelling. So if you listen to John Mayer, Stop This Train, you see that like there's so much to this. Like in one sentence, you can say so much. So that's when I knew I had to do this. So that was the
best way you could find your expression.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the place of this this path you've chosen in our Nigerian music space. So how would you say the acceptance for alternate sounds is in our country? Like I said earlier, it's not the very popular type of music. It's not so heard. I mean, unless there's like an alternate festival, there is a particular event for your kind of music. It's not something anybody would just pick up and listen to. So where do you think the place of your kind of music is in Nigeria? Sorry.
That's the thing. Here in Nigeria, you'll be surprised that people actually resonate with my music. One good thing I can say is that I really stand out here. So every time I pick up my guitar and I strum, I might not have the biggest fan base, but I have like one of the most hardcore fan bases because it's very small, but these guys are always willing to support me because it's beyond just vibes. There's plenty of substance in my music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. So let me ask you, let's talk about your creative process.
Yeah.
How do you go about creating your music? Like, are there specific things some people say there are things that have to inspire them, they have to be in a particular place, they have to do something in particular to get inspiration on how to come up with their music lines. So how is your creative process?
It's not linear. The creative process for any genre, whether it is music or art or whatnot, I don't think there's a set way for that to happen. Some people may have routines, but I don't think that really is. For me, like Jarrell, music for me is a very spiritual thing too. And so if it doesn't resonate with me on the inside, if it doesn't align with what I'm thinking or what I appreciate, then it's likely not going to be written down or created. But a lot of it comes from rehearsing, I think.
Okay.
Rehearsing, when I rehearse, sometimes I make a mistake and then it kind of like draws me in a certain direction. Say, oh, what if I use this? How do I expand this? And then sometimes I create something new. Sometimes I create it and I just leave it. I think there's one song that is unfinished for the last 20 years.
I'm sorry, what? 20 or 2?
One song. Well, there may be more of them, but I just remember that.
20 years or 2 years? I'm just trying to
20.
be sure I heard it. 20 years, oh wow.
Why? I look like a baby.
No, I didn't even mean it like that. Like that wasn't what came to my mind. I was like thinking, how do you have unfinished work for like 20 years? That's what I meant, not like your age. Oh,
okay,
no.
well, actually, sometimes you try to finish it, but, you try to add one more line and it just doesn't fit, or it just doesn't feel right. I've written entire songs that I have completely scrapped. I'm never going to play them, never going to perform them because I don't believe what I said at that time anymore. So it has to have that trajectory for me because I feel like if I believe it, then, and if I like it, then other people will like it also.
Okay, so there's still a lot to talk about. I still have tons of questions for you guys, but we're going to get back to the conversation. Right now, let me talk to my audience. Okay, so we've been talking to 2 alternate artists in the studio, but we did go on a journey to spend a day with another group of alternate artists. And this is what their day feels like in the studio. This is Background with the Isomers. Watch this and we'll be right back.
In the heart of every great song, there is a moment of creation, a fusion of melodies and lyrics, a spark ignited in the studio. Welcome to the world of the Isomas. This is our jam session. So every Saturday, we, that is Oluwaseun, Isaac, Mo, and Monli, gather in the studio to craft our musical magic. We've done this for at least 10 years of our lives. Part of our process is sharing lyrics with each other. That's lyrics we've written before that don't necessarily have a tune. And so we share these lyrics with each other so that we can modify, we can transform, we can correct, erase a few things, add a few things. We bring random tunes together and Isaac and Mo play rhythms and melodies on their guitars. Most times it's random, and these random tunes and deliberate lyrics become the soundtracks that we imagine. How do we come about the lyrics? We have personal experiences and experiences from people we know and experiences that each of us can relate with, and we turn them into songs. We talk about life experiences, we talk about love, we talk about God, we talk about happiness, we talk about sadness. We make jokes and we laugh, and the laughter is in our music as well.
No, how about just for simplicity? I lost the words in the times. Would you sing a song for me?
Every note is filled with our laughter. Every word is adding depth to the song. So as the song takes shape, it's like witnessing a masterpiece being painted in real time. And then when the moment arrives, the combination of talent and creativity from each of us, the Isomas, we deliver a song that resonates with the soul. And that's part of the reason why our name is the Isomas, because we're 4 different people coming together with different backgrounds, different sounds, different music that we love, coming together to create one sound. Oluwaseun, Isaac, Mo, and Monli, together we are the Isomas, and we thank you for joining us on our musical journey today. From our hearts to your ears, the Isomas, where music is our language and every song is our story. Thank you for coming to our jam session. So we put out a new song called Our Land, and it's on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube Music. Just type the Isomas, THEISOMERS, and type Our Land. You'll find the song. Enjoy.
This is our jam session. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, goodbye.
Tell me what you see. Oh yeah, tell me what you see. Oh yeah, tell me what you see. When you close your eyes and count down from 3, you envision a better place for you and me. But you give up on our sweet fantasy. Let's now begin. Our thoughts are only limits. It's time to dream. Don't remember what seems. Oh yeah, tell me you see a dream. Tell me you believe, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me you believe, yeah. Tell me you believe. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Tell me what you see.
Oh yeah, tell me what you see. I see my guests in the studio. So I have Jarrell Ebuka Mbemsa. And we have been talking alternate sound. Thank you so much to the Isomers for giving us a glimpse into your time in the studio. And it's back to our conversation. So I told you I have tons of questions. Now I want to talk about live performances. It looks like every alternate artist does a lot better,
Live.
so to say, when it's a live performance. I don't know how true that is. And then, is it compulsory that you almost know how to play an instrument? Because I see that as a thing, like every alternate artist always can play the guitar, can play drums, or play keyboard, something. Like, yeah, you can go.
Okay.
How does live performances enhance
To
your...
be honest,
yes, you as an
personally,
artist?
when I believe, recorded music is good. I'm a producer, so I haven't produced for the Isomers a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Recorded music is good, but I believe experiencing the music in real time as the artist is making it is something that can never be replicated in that particular moment. So the idea of live music, I feel like that's the real...
That's real music.
Personally, my belief, I believe live music is the real music. So me, I feel like if an artist can't perform live, then I don't know.
He's not an artist.
Yeah, I won't say you're not an artist, but it's a skill that you need to develop more than anything, performing live. So that's my own relationship with live music. I feel like it's a strong necessity in music.
So how has, I believe you do live performances too, so how has that enhanced your image as an artist?
Personally, I believe that performing music is the primary job of an artist.
Okay.
You know, so either you're playing or someone is playing alongside you, and just like you said, I think it's the real life of music. You know, so for me, it creates those unforgettable, I guess, it creates memories that can never be taken away by people who are present to enjoy those things. You know, that's what it is about. Performing is about creating experiences that people can take away with them. You know, some people, for example, there's this guy, Richie Havens. I think it was in 1969 or 1967 Woodstock festival, where there was they were having this festival on the beach, and there was this very long hold up, and so some of the musicians could not get to the stage on time, and he ended up performing for the next 2 hours just to hold that down.
Oh my God.
Until today, that has been a historic moment for him. He's late now, of course. You know, so magic happens when you play live.
When it's live.
Yeah.
So you guys, tell me the secret behind every alternate artist or alti artist knowing how to play one instrument or the other. Like, do you guys go to a school where they say, oh, when you're doing this, you have to know how to play one instrument? And basically, most of you play the guitar. Like, what's up with always knowing how to play an instrument?
No, for me, I feel like music, like playing an instrument helps my writing so much more.
How so?
Because, you know, it's almost like a guide to writing. So when you have your instrument, you know what chords work, you know what musicality works, and how you can match the lyrics to the melody with every song you play. And personally, I always wanted to learn to play the guitar, and I didn't start playing until I left secondary school. I was self-taught, and since
wow!
Since I started playing, it's broadened my horizon in music.
Yeah.
And from learning to play the guitar, I started playing the piano. From playing the piano, I go into production.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, like, you all just have to. Is there something about the music that makes you, about that type of music that makes you get into all these other parts of it? Like, you started playing the guitar by yourself. I mean, everyone I know has to go to school to learn it, but he learned it by himself. Is that your story too?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you had to go. Thank you. I mean, something different. And then from playing that, you started playing the keyboard. Do you play drums too?
A bit of drums.
Is that a requirement to be an altar artist? I mean, please help me.
I don't think there's a requirement. Like, there's no
But
formula.
it seems like every single one of you have that.
No, not
same
everyone.
trait.
Not everyone. But I believe.
Tell me one who doesn't play an instrument.
Right now, not off the top of my head.
Then I win.
Well, I believe playing
Does
instruments
Jessica
just.
play?
No, Jessica Bongo.
Goes, oh, okay, yeah, she doesn't. play.
Exactly.
I'll let you have that.
exactly.
All right, so yeah, go ahead. You were saying.
Well, that was me.
Yeah.
No, I believe playing an instrument just opens the door to different pathways in music that you weren't open to in the first place. So I believe every artist should, at least even if you don't know how to play an instrument, even if you're just a rapper, at least learning the music theory will help you develop more as an artist than anything.
Okay. Yeah, so just before we go ahead, remember that you can join the conversation by sending us messages to 0811-778-2020. Please send in your messages, no calls, please, and of course we'll get to read them on the show. Now, I want to talk about this music genre as it is. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it's not so popular. You also mentioned how that you don't have such a big fan base, but they're very, very strong. So is there something alternate artists need to do differently to, also have a seat at that table? Or you guys don't care about the table? Because it looks like the others are very popular. They have a lot of people going that way. And then we just have the very few who want something different turning your way. So is there something you need to do differently?
The truth is that the table is still being built.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Which table now? Music table or the alternate sound table?
The one you were talking about. Now, the thing is, in Nigeria, the music industry is not very well structured.
Yeah.
And it's not regulated. We don't have concrete ways of measuring the impact that we have. We don't have box office sales. We don't have ticket sales that are really structured, except if you're doing that online, and they are usually not very large anyway.
Okay.
So, and there are many aspects to that. Like radio stations do not have dedicated programs for our kind of music, for most kinds of music, actually. I once bumped into a 12-year-old boy who says he only listens to jazz music.
12-year-old?
Yes. And
must have been what he grew up listening to.
Yeah. You see, but that's his preference.
Okay.
And radio is not what feeds his passion. Feeds his musical taste. And the same thing goes for this genre of music. So there are these little gaps in the whole sphere of the industry that need to be plugged in. But some of us are going to have to do the job ourselves.
Okay, so I'll ask you this, Gerald. How do you hope your music resonates with your crowd? I mean, are you just okay with that little fan base you have? How do you hope to get your music to resonate with the audience? Like, what kind of emotions or messages do you pass through your lyrics?
The thing is that my music always, every time, I can't really say apart from live events, but every time I perform live, my music resonates with people. And the
is it just the sound or the messages,
the stories,
or the emotions? Okay, yeah.
Because I'm a storyteller in music.
Okay.
I bring stories to life through music.
Okay.
And most of what I write about are things I've been through or things I'm dealing with. And I get messages, or after a show, people come to meet me and be like, bro, this thing you're talking about, I was actually going through the same thing. How did you?
Oh yeah, because I was going to ask you if you've gotten feedbacks.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And so every time I get those feedback, it makes it worth it, like more than anything. The fact that I'm able to impact one person, or one person has seen my struggles and they're like, they've seen how I've grown from it, and they know what to do or what not to do. That's more than enough.
So it's not just about people just jumping and vibing to your music. It's also about being able to relate to the story you're telling.
Exactly. I mean, that one is there. Sometimes you want people to jump and vibe to it. Yeah? That one is there, but at the same time, they have to resonate with the music.
So, Bam, would you want to share any particular memorable feedback you've gotten from some of your fans through your music?
Okay, once I was... the funny thing is that the message of this song that I was singing was, I think the title was I Choose to Be Your Friend. I wrote it about a late friend of mine, and the lady in the audience was crying for a totally different reason.
Okay.
You know, but because of the song.
Okay.
So you see, it's not always what you present that is communicated, you know, because people receive, you know, their antennas are up and they receive based on their own realities as well. And so it taught me to be as authentic as I should be.
All right,
Yeah,
I like
so,
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have a couple of messages coming in from our audience that I'm going to read in a short while. But before, and I still have some questions, but before we get into that, let me take you on a journey to enjoy the Altar Festival that took place in Lagos a while back. Watch this and we will be right back.
Come on, Come on, yeah, come on, yeah, come on, yeah. Always here for the long run. View of this persuasion. Right till the end, no matter the time or the day.
Make a kulu 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 temper, kulu 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 temper. The talk say I feel it, make a kulu 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 temper, kulu 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 temper, kulu 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 temper. The talk say I feel it, make I calm down. Oh. Can't forget to say
everybody for you. Body just shake belly. What is up on tell belly? Deliver like I get belly. Them say I did.
Yes, that was the Altar Festival that took place in Lagos a while back. Welcome to the show. This is still the Medley Show, and I still have Gerald Ebuka and Bemsa in the studio. They are both singers and songwriters, but they're also in the music genre, of course. Yes, and that's what we've been talking about today. So, I know you guys have performed before. You're going to do that again, but I'm going to do it differently. But before we get to that, let me just ask this. Are there lessons you've learned along this journey of yours in this music, in this style of music? I mean, you're not looking to switch to Afrobeat or hip-hop anytime soon, right?
Oh, you may be surprised.
Oh, my goodness, right?
Surprised. Never say never.
Okay, so let's talk about lessons you've learned on this journey of yours. I'll start with you, Bem. Why are you shaking your head?
I'm trying to pick out an impressive one, but I can't find one, actually.
Okay, while you think about that, Ebuka, hit me.
Well, lessons, I've learned so many lessons in different parts of the music journey. I've learned in business, in my people skills, in relationships, and how to maintain relationships. But I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is life is short. You'll meet amazing people along the way. You'll meet people that will betray you, but at the same time, you're here for something. You have to find out.
That sounds like something you put inside your music and not. Yes. Forgive me. It just sounds like lines from your song. Yeah.
No, but it's just true.
Okay.
You were here for a brief amount of time, a brief period of time, and we only have one chance to have an impact in the world or leave our message in the world. And every day is a new opportunity to do that. So that's what I've learned.
Okay, so let me flip the question for you a bit. So what has been the highlight of your career so far? You've been in it if you have a song that you didn't finish over 20 years ago, so I believe you've been in this music for that long. So
almost 30 years, actually.
Okay, so what has been the highlight, some highlights of your career so far?
Having one dream come true. I think it was during the tenure of President Yaradua that I first had the dream of performing for the president at the time. Okay. And I think 2 or 3 years later, I got to perform for 40 sitting at the same time.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So that was the highlight for me.
So far. Okay, so how do you envision the future of this genre of music you've chosen to do, that's alternate sound? How do you envision its future in Nigeria?
In Nigeria?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's doing better outside the shores of this country. I mean, we see artists like Asha being appreciated more outside the country. We see artists like Neka her music being accepted more. So how do you see its growth, its acceptance in Nigeria in the future?
I think it comes down to us as the artists to push it out there.
Aha, that's what I want to do. What are you going to do about that?
I think we should work harder than we're working right now.
Okay. I'm glad you're advising yourself.
We should work harder than what we're working right now, and we'll see the results. in future.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I think it's already picked up. A lot of the music that is in the pop sphere right now is actually alternative music. It's just being performed in a certain way. It's still performed from the recorded aspect, you know. So we need to just push the envelope for people who are actually performers as well.
Okay, so let me take a few messages. I have Blessing from Jos who says, oh, I enjoy alternate sounds and it's part of what I listen to often. So at least you have fans. Then I have John from, okay, there's no location here. He says, how do I build a career? Oh, this is a question. How do I build a career in alternate sounds? I'm hoping the guest in the studio can give me a little insight. I'm going to let you answer that, but let me take a few more messages. So I have, okay, there's no name on from, this is Bauchi, I think, but there is no name. It just has a spelling wrong. It says, oh, great show. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot about alternate music today. Yeah. So let me let you answer that question before I take more messages. How do I grow a career in alternate sound? He believes you guys are going to help him, so please help him.
Okay, in music in general, there are a few ways to make money. When talking about a career, making it like, I'm thinking this person wants to live off their music.
Yeah.
Okay, for at least for the first couple of years, if you're not thinking of getting signed, so think about getting signed to a label as working in 9 to 5, having a boss and everything, and think about being an independent artist as being an entrepreneur. You understand? So for the first couple of years, you still need to work your proper job. Then when you've saved enough capital to start doing gigs. That's why, not for free.
Okay.
Those first couple of years, that's when you can do the free gigs.
Okay.
But when you're doing your gigs, you do them for, even if you're doing it for free, you have to do it smartly. So open for artists that are bigger than you.
Okay.
But in that time, you're not going to make that much money from your streams.
Okay.
Where you make money from is either from ticket sales or from merchandise.
Okay.
So have t-shirts, caps, different merchandise that you can sell to your fans. And you'll be surprised how much money you can make from that. And little by little, the more you grow your fan base, post regularly on social media, post everywhere, anywhere you can get yourself at, try and get on NTA.
Okay.
You know, and the more people listen to you, the more your fan base grows. And especially if you don't have that label or that backing, it's going to take a long time.
Okay.
But if you're willing to put in that work, and
the person is as passionate as you are.
Exactly. If you're willing to put in that work, eventually you're going to get there. It's not going to be easy, but it's a very long road. But when it picks up, it's going to pick up big.
Okay. Do you have any more advice?
I think it can be shorter for him if he does the work 20 times faster, 20 times harder. Yeah, because you have to practice.
Okay.
You know, you can't just write 1 or 2 songs and then come out and want to be all over the place.
Okay.
You see? Write a lot more, practice a lot more, perform a lot more. You know, the more mistakes you make, the more presence you will have, the more you will learn, the more experience you will have under your belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's so many messages and our time is almost up, but I'll just run through them. Someone is asking, is it compulsory that I must learn an instrument? I talked about that. So I guess I'm not the only one who feels that way.
That person, you don't necessarily need to learn an instrument, but just at least have an understanding of music theory.
Okay, so someone says, there's no name here, sorry, let me quickly open that guy. Says, oh, I'm a huge fan of Jared Ibuka. I've listened to your latest music. Well done. There's someone else who says, oh, great show. You guys are doing very well. Someone else, sorry, I'm not calling all your names. I'm pressed for time, so I'm just running through. Someone else says, I bought a new guitar. I think I'm going to toe the line of alternate sound. So I guess you guys have inspired someone today.
There you go. Great.
So many messages. And I told you guys you're going to play again for me, but let me just quickly ask this question. If you were not doing music, tell me, what would you be doing?
I would either be a fitness trainer.
Yes, you look like them.
Yeah, but I still do personal training on the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, an animator or a chef.
Wow.
Yeah.
These 3 things don't even have anything to do with music. Like animator, oh, that sounds
Music
interesting.
is the food of life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
all
there's a
creative.
chef there too.
It's all creative.
Oh, that's cool. How about you, Bem?
Well, on the side, I'm a farmer. And of course, cooking is also my other passion. And I'm also
Bem,
a
I'm
craftsman.
going to ask you to remove your plasters.
Why?
I don't want to pass you on the road. And I'm sure my viewers too don't want to see you on the road I'll pass. I mean, I've been looking at you through the
Can I tell you
I
why?
want to see your eyes.
Can I tell you why artists wear glasses?
Yeah, a lot of you do that.
Yeah, because of stress. We don't want you to see how tired we are.
I want to see. Sure, you guys want to see. They say they want to see it. Oh yeah, now. Oh yeah, let's see it.
Okay.
No, remove it completely. Take it off. Aha.
Okay.
So I'm going to do what I did before, but this time, like I said, I'm flipping it. Please give him the guitar. So you didn't
Putting me
escape
on the
not
spot.
singing, yes. So
I'll sing.
now
I'll
you're
sing.
going to play and you're going to sing them. That sounds good already.
It's been too long since you've been away from me, and all the reasons why have been plain to see. You did me wrong, feeling guilty, you went away. Now all I see is hurt and no joy. Every time I see your face, joy and pain, resting the same place. Let your heart open in a different way. Come to me, come out from the rain. Trust me, ooh, let me love you again. No, trust me, yeah, let me love you again.
Oh, thank you so much, Bem. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
My pleasure.
I mean, I had a very, very exciting time talking with you guys, and I'm sure my viewers did too. I mean, the messages said so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy yourself today?
Of course,
That's why you'll come again, right? Yay, they said they'll come again. Thank you so much, Gerald Ebuka and Bemsa. It was an exciting time with you on the show today. And that is where we draw our curtain on the Medley show for today. I mean, what was that line in your song? You said, open your heart to us and let me love you again. Yeah, so let us love you on the Medley show. We will be back next week with another interesting package. Until then, my name is Tochi. You take care and bye for now.
Whatever thought I'd say, I'd be lost without it. Things will never be the same. So let's talk about it now. If you're gonna be my one escape, we can fly away. Take away my pain and problems. Spend some time, girl, let's get on it. This thing ain't easy. Still it's right. Give me this feeling forever. My intention to love and to give my affection. Not to mention, never see this kind of connection. No, my intention to love and to give my affection. No, give me tension.